Hi everybody, welcome to another day of hashtag ABC April 2025. Today it is April 7th and that means we are on letter F. So as I was trying to decide what to do today, I had all kinds of ideas, but I finally settled on F is for faux. So what do I mean by that? Faux labels, faux tags, faux ephemera, faux vintage stuff of any kind. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you just some basics of a few things that I like to have on hand to work with. But before I do, I kept meaning to print this off, but I forgot each time. So this collab is hosted by Margaret at 7 Plaza and Tony with Crafty by Tony. And again, it's hashtag ABC April 2025. And I love their rule. It says the rule is there are no rules. Anyone can join in. And so that's kind of what I did, is just joined in on all the fun. So I think we'll go ahead and get started. I'll put this off to the side. So when I do labels and stuff, when I work with labels, I do a lot of fussy cutting out of digital kits that I purchase. You can go on and find all kinds of digital kits. I know Margaret has one that she's actually using with this collaboration, but you can find just about anything, anywhere. Look at some of these, and I don't know where and who they belong to, just because I print and stick them in files, and then when I'm sitting at night, I will cut like so. I have lots of little containers like this of just different fussy cuts that I've done, and typically I won't distress them until I'm ready to use them, because I'm not sure what the colors, what I'm wanting on it. So I just don't even do that. So we have like faux vintage family. It's not my family. So yeah, that's kind of what I'll do with the digitals. I like the digitals. They're fun. It's just something that I can do at night. But some of the other things that I do is, so I'll make my own vintage tape. You know how when you get something that's very old and it's got the tape that's half falling off and it doesn't stick anymore and it's all yellowed and everything. So I'm going to show you quickly just exactly how I do this. And it's pretty simple process. I basically just like to use the alcohol ink in the color Dijon. I'll sometimes do a little mushroom. I tried some sienna. It gave me more of the orange look to it, and I really didn't like that very much. But if you want a little bit darker color, you can throw in the mushroom, or you can just try to dab it off a little bit more. But we're going to go ahead and I'll just show you. I already have, this is the backing from some labels, from some shipping labels that I had. And I just took my tape. This is my tape. It was cheap, maybe dollar store, I don't know. This is the one that I got from Walmart today. And as you can see, it's clear, shiny, and it's not that kind of foggy look to it. So I just filled this whole entire page with these tapes, and I can see the tape there. So what I do is I just go along here like so until it is filled up. And I may go back and forth. I may take my a little bit of a wipe, kind of wipe it along like so. I can pull some off. I can add some more in. I can go to the next one. Might throw in just a tiny bit of the mushroom into this next one here. We'll see what we get with that color. Better put some more. Okay. So you really can't tell much of a difference. It might be a little bit darker. And then this one here, I'm just going to keep pretty light colored. Okay, we're going to throw in some of this sienna, which is on my finger because I was smearing it with my finger. I'm just going to put one droplet on there. And this is Alcohol Inks by Ranger, in case you were wondering. So we're going to go in with more of the Dijon, like the mustard. Oops. And you can see that one has kind of a little bit more of a darker tone to it. Go back over this one here. That's just kind of what I do with them. I think we got one more left. Let's see if we can make that just a wee bit dark on that one. And then you can go through with your heat tool and just dry them. And then when you're ready to use them, you can either cut them out ahead of time and see how it brings out a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that color there, but it's bringing out some green tones to the ink. So I'm gonna move that off to the side. So then I would dry that with the heat tool and then go in with my scissors. Try to cut between them. I'll put that off to the side for now. And I can trim. And then I'll leave it on the backing until I am ready for it. Okay, that's that. So now I can make it smaller pieces. And then I would just keep them in a container until I'm ready. Some narrow and longer ones. So if I wanted to, let's see here. What do we got up here from yesterday? One of our, or not yesterday, the other day, last week. So if I wanted to put on some of this faux vintage tape, okay, there we go. Gotta get it started. Okay, so it's going to be transparent. You can see through it there. And we're gonna stick it know what? I'm going to cut this one in half because I can. Okay, so we're going to stick one there. And we'll stick one here. I think we'll trim, maybe that's not going to go that way. Trim that off. And kind of, oops. Okay, so we'll just kind of burnish them down a little bit. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, so we'll kind of move these off to the side. We have one project with a faux vintage tape complete. And those are ready to be cut up and put in a container. And next, we're going to talk about stamping. So we're going to make our own faux fussy cuts, our own faux embellishments and tags, labels, what have you. So if you remember on Friday, I had cut this off from the other project that I was working on, and I had the letters, or the letters on the side that I wanted to keep. Well, I used one of my stamps around the letters. So let's just grab one of those and kind of show you what I did. So I used this one, but I'm now going to use this one here. Give us a little bit different look there. And we'll get on our Stays On in the color jet black. And we'll ink it up good. And I'll just kind of eyeball it in there where the eye is. I can kind of see through. And I'll stamp in. I'll do the same one for the next one for the H. Okay. And I would go through and kind of finish off there. So put this one back. I'll dab it off on my wet wipe over there. All right, so then I would just take these, and I'm telling you, I'm not the greatest at cutting out circles. I like to keep my punches handy for that. But this is so thin, using a punch is not the best idea on these. This dictionary paper is really, really old. But honestly, it's so fun to use. Okay, so then we have that label there. And I just took another, let's see, I have this Tim Holtz. So let's pick this one here, out of here. And this is the eccentric. Excuse me for coughing. I have such terrible allergies right now, and it is really, really getting to me. Oops. So I just got a stamp. Now, that was fun. Put in there. So I'm not going to go completely down with the whole entire stamp because it's a little bit, oh, I got them all. Okay, so it's a little bit too big for the circle, so I just went ahead and just did the 3 on the end there. And then when I cut it out, and I could go in with a different color if I wanted to. Let's see if we can find something small. Yeah, how about these stars from that same one? Kind of go in, let's go in with some lumberjack plaid from the Distress Ink line. Ink that up, and we'll put that on the top. some cool little round pieces of ephemera. All right, we're going to put this one back and we're going to move along. So I would just in the evening sit and fussy cut those out, which I'll put them off to the side to do that. Next, we're going to take a coffee filter. I have a whole pile of these that I saved and I use them. The color is great on them. I really like the color. So what I did was I stamped into the coffee filter with my labels, and then I added some parts from the Tim Holtz stamp, and then I fussy cut one out, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So I have just some random stamps sets, and I do not know where they come from, and so I cannot tell you where I got them. I have a lot of that kind of stuff in my stash. Okay, so we're going to bring back our black ink, and we'll just stamp in. We'll make quite a few of them. And one more. Okay, so we'll put our ink back up there. Stamp off our, make sure to wipe it off good. And we'll stick it back. A lot of these stamps like this probably came from Amazon. I'm not, honestly don't know. Okay, so little playtime. Let's bring back out some of the lumberjack plaid, and let's do a couple numbers here. I like this one. Okay, we're gonna go with number 509. Okay, we'll just stick it down like that. We'll do about 4 of them with this one. Okay, and let's see. So let's grab our hickory smoke in the archival ink, and we'll do, those aren't really big, some, and we'll go ahead and do the little round, the bigger round one. And these I like to put between the two, so we have half of it on one, half of it on another. Okay, we have just a little bit of a shadow of the hickory smoke. And then how about another number here? And we'll go in with some blue this time. We've got some prize ribbon. Don't use this an awful lot, but hey, I think today's a good day. Okay. And then last, let's go in with I'm not sure. Let's see. Another number, and then it says original. And maybe I'm going to try some antique linen. I don't know how well it will show up, but we're going to try it. Yeah, you know, not bad. It's very faint on there, but I think maybe let's go in with those ones that are faint with a department number in red. Get back our lumberjack plaid, ink it up. There we go. Okay, and maybe one more for those there. Okay, we have some longer numbers here, but we don't have to use the whole entire bit of it. And do we want a color? Let's try the Ground Express, though. Why not? Let's see what that gives us. Okay. So there we go. So there's another faux, a way of doing some faux labels. Then I would just go in the evening and just do some fussy cutting of all those, and then this would be really good for going on to something like that. Okay, just add that to my pile. All right, and next we have back the dictionary page. So I used a couple of IOD stamps on this, and what I would do if I don't want to paint these, and I probably don't because I copy dyed this dictionary page and then I stamped the butterflies into it. So I would just go and fussy cut around each of the butterflies, both of the birds. I'm not sure about the vines because they were so fiddly. They would be very fiddly to cut around, but that's kind of what I would do. And just to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to go ahead, and each of these stamps has a little label beneath it to tell you what kind of butterfly it is. So you could fussy cut around that and even mount it on some other paper. And I'm not gonna cut around the antennae either, simply because they're just, I would draw them in. They're just way too fiddly to draw or to cut. So we're just gonna go around, do some fussy cutting. And you can keep the little pieces if you want, because they do great for collaging. But a lot of people don't like to keep those little tiny pieces, so get it. Okay. But it is vintage paper. I think this one was out of a 1947, if I remember correctly, dictionary. One of those really big fat ones. And I think I was telling you I have like, I believe 6 or 7 of those. And I'm working on trying to get packs of the pages onto my Etsy. All right, So we'll just kind of put this off to the side for now. Okay, so there you have it. We have a butterfly dictionary page, a little coffee die, and fun. Okay, so if I took one of my pockets, put it on there like so, I could put some, just some fabric, some laces behind it, some, I don't know, other labels. We've got some up here. There we go, like so. What else do we have that we could add to that? No. No, I'm not going to dig around in there, but I do like the look of that. And that would make a great pocket. Of course, I'd distress it, and you can also distress your butterfly if you'd like to. You could add color into it. You could take your inks and just smash your inks into there. Give it a good fun look there. So I would do the same thing with the birds. The bird would look really cute on this pocket as well. So we're going to move along. We've got some faux fussy cuts. And lastly, we have just a page. This is just ordinary cardstock. And I started with some inks on here, and I started spreading them out, but my inks were getting kind of dry, so I added water with them, except for this one. This one here, now I'm not sure. Oops. Now I'm not sure which colors I used. It wasn't that color. What did I use? Maybe. Nope. Maybe prize ribbon. Nope. Well, I don't know what I used. No, it wasn't speckled egg. Well, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I just took my ink pad and just kind of did a little rubbing along like so. All right, and then this one was antique linen, I believe, and I started with the ink pad, and then wait, I have my inks up here. No wonder I couldn't find them. So this one is salvage patina, and then we have seedless preserves for this one, and this one was, I don't think it was this. Let me try it. I don't think so. And I still don't have that one up there. I'm not sure what I did with it. All right, doesn't matter. So I'm going to go back to my labels. Where did I do that? Okay. We got some tickets on here this time, and we will go with this one here. The first time through, I didn't ink it up good enough, but we'll try to do a better job with this one. And that gives us some colored tickets, faux tickets. And this one here just has a different look to it, just kind of speckled. And this one, I like the looks because you just don't know what you're going to get. I'm going to stamp this one down here where I did that. I like that, how that turned out. Oh, that is kind of cool, if you can see that. And then I'm going to stamp this one right over this darker spot here. Okay. And then I might go in with a small one. Clean some of that ink off. Okay, let's go in with a smaller one here. Okay, let's see what that does for us. How about up here? I love the, I don't know if you can see this, how that worked out like that. That is really pretty. Go up here with this darker color through it, kind of that yellow, and then down here where it's lighter colored, a little bit different look to that. I'm gonna go over here in this corner where I was testing those other colors. Hope you can see that. I've got some other colors going on in there. Oops, went over the edge there, that's okay. And let's go up here where it's a little darker too. Okay, so you get the idea there. We could put the ink back on here. The lid back onto the ink. I have to clean up my desk here pretty soon. So maybe we want to see what our ink is going to do. Let's try it. I'm going to put a little ink on the side on our paper here, and we'll take a little mini dauber here. Maybe, nope, it is not going to move at all on this. Okay, so that was a bust. You never know until you try it out. Maybe if we go in with some vintage photo, distress some of our edges. All right, let's try cutting them. Okay, and I'm going to go back through with my distress ink. Kind of move that one out of the way. Now, these are good, you know, if you're working on a journal that's colorful and you need to add colorful tickets and they're kind of hard to find. You can definitely create your own. Let's get a little distressing going on there. Okay. we go. And then we can take something like, let's see, we have some journal cards, and these are just basic digitals that I cut out, and we can do something like this. There we go. And maybe we'll add in a tab. Why not? I don't know how long we've been going on here, but I'm going to put a crease in that. Sort of worked. Okay, because it's not cut even, and that's okay, but I want to go on the inside. So whatever you see that isn't cut perfectly, gosh, I hope I'm in frame. I have to always remember to stay up a little higher on my desk. Okay, oops. So let's go around our edges. Oh, nice, I like this. Okay, so it's kind of got a little ledger on there and a little handwriting, probably faux invoice on there. So we're going to, what else can we put on there? Let's see. Dig through here. How about if we could find a flower? Today I'm feeling flowers. I don't know why. And I'm not seeing any in there. I have not been cutting many flowers lately, so I need to kind of get on that. Let's see what we find here. Let's stick with the smaller one, I think. No flowers. Oh no. Oh, we do have that. Or that. Yes. Okay. Let's stick with that. Okay. And let's put the butterflies back. I don't need the butterflies. We'll just go with lady number 1. Okay, and she actually needs some distressing, but I think I'm going to grab a couple labels. A couple small ones here. Small ones really like to hide. Okay, yeah, we'll do those two. Let's get the vintage photo back out. Give her some distressing. And I wish I had some. I don't have any of my laces or anything near me, so we're just not gonna do that. Just not gonna put any of those on today. So we got some seeded eucalyptus here. We've got our label that, or our ticket that we made. We've got another little tag here. Okay, maybe, just maybe we need a little stamping on that. We do. We need to find, no, peacock feathers. No, maybe not that at all. No. Forest moss. No, definitely not. Black it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take just a portion, and I think I'm going to, what do I want? I'm going to do this part here where it says Flora, and I'm going to try to ink just this part up, and I don't know if this is going to work. Where's my tape? Not sure if you can actually see what I'm doing, but I'm just covering up some of these pieces that I don't want stamped, inked up, and I'm just going to ink just right in here. Okay, let's see what that does for us. Okay. Okay. Oop. All right. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take the tag off in a little, or the tape off in a little bit. So let's continue to ink up, I guess. Where were we? Put the lid back on my StazOn. Got a round tag here, or a label, not a tag. And then this one here. Okay. Let's take one of these off. I may or may not use these. I'm not really sure yet. Actually, I'm going to, let's go in with our peacock feathers. I'm not sure if this is the right color. Let's go in with some rustic wilderness, crushed olive. Let's go in with the crushed olive first. Nope. I swear we're going to go through all the colors. I don't like that. How about tumbled glass? Maybe we'll get the right color by the time we get finished. Now we've got an awful lot of green on there. it's still not the right shade. Let's try this one here. Cut one off. I really don't think this is working, but I'll try it anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Still not convinced that's the one. Okay. Should have went with the forest moss. Nope, here it is. Much better. Should have went for that in the first place. Keep forgetting, and I get down by myself, and then you can't see me. Okay, yes, much better. Okay, and we may now use those. All right, let's see what we're going to do now. Okay, let's do some assembly here. Oops. Do we want it on the side or on the top? I think probably on the top. Okay. And this seems like it's probably the show that she may have gone to, or she may have been in. So do we want to put it, I think we want to put it in the center. Like so. Oh, what are we going to do here? Let's rethink this. There we go. And this beautiful lady was performing at this show. And here's the ticket for admittance. And then up here, a couple there. Okay. Now, are we going to add some of these in there? I may at another time, but I don't think right now I'm going to. Let's work on this first. Now, I'm using this this school glue, this glue stick. It's not my choice of glues, but typically I like to use either PVA or our glitter glue. But right now until I get a new one coming out. My my needle is rusted in there, and it is an ooey gooey brown glue, which still glues. It's fine, but kind of looks kind of nasty when it's coming out. So I just go with this, and the glue sticks work just fine. There's nothing wrong with using the glue sticks, especially if you're just starting out and you don't know what kind of glues that you're looking at using. Just start with a simple glue stick. I do like my Fabri-Tac by 3-in-1. For heavier pieces, this is my go-to. I really like that. I have a lot of different types of glues, but those two are probably my favorites. Okay, love it. There we go. Stained fingers. All right, so let's move you two up there. I'm gonna do this. Take some water. Okay, got that one down there. Don't worry about the purple, it does dry clear. Okay, there we go. I love that damask background. That is so pretty. Couple more pieces. And then, last but not least, we're going to use our faux ticket that we created together. Put it just at a little bit of an angle there. Okay. And there is that one. Now, if I wanted to, I could stick on some flowers, but I think for now I'm not going to. I just want to talk a little bit about the stamps that I used. The first one, yeah, it was this one here. They're from Iron Orchid Designs. They come out with new releases 3 times a year. This one was the bird that I did. Bring it up a little bit here so you can see it. That's the bird that I did. This particular stamp has birds, bees. There's some bigger ones, some smaller ones. They can be used on all kinds of mixed media. Absolutely love it. The other one that I used, I showed you on Friday when I was doing the envelopes, when I did the butterflies, and it is called Butterflies, the stamp, and it has multiple butterflies in the stamp set itself. And I believe both of these stamps I have on my Etsy shop currently. Anyway, so here we go. We have this done. We have this, which I will cut out later tonight. Move some of this stuff up here. We have our stamped butterfly on the dictionary page, which I will probably put on there like so. So this was the page, and I will be cutting that out later tonight as well. There we go. We have the coffee filter that we made some labels with. And here's that one here. I could actually add that in right about to there. So cool. So cool. Okay. All right, it's wanting to go over there. Okay. And last but not least, we have, I'm not sure, whoops, our, oh, I guess that's not last. We have these labels that we did on the dictionary page, the little tiny round ones, and I'm not sure where I put that. And then we have our vintage tape that we created, our faux vintage tape. And I'll sit tonight and cut these all out and put them in a little container so that I have them at the ready when I am ready for them. And see, I don't think I'm going to add that to that. I don't like, the colors don't match up, but this one, of course, we could do that. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Join me again tomorrow for letter G. See what G brings us tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.